Hello, dear viewers. Let us have a talk today once more. Watch my video in which I am going to talk about a different aspect. In all my videos, I try to motivate you to open up your mind and to grow some rational ideas in your mind so that as a human being you can prove yourself as a perfect person, as a rational and reasonable man or reasonable human being. You all know, my friends, that India has been always engrossed, occupied with a certain false idea of being fanatic. And these traditional ideas are being carried on generation after generation. And that's why in this subcontinent, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, in all these three countries, which had been once a single unified country, this fanaticism has grown and has become deep rooted, which has sun blinded the ideas and minds of the people from many centuries. And centuries after centuries, people are being guided and being affected by this type of fanatic ideas. That's why we see that there are emerging a large number of different gurus in their vague identities, and they are well aware of the fact that whatever the educational background, the maximum Indian people are fanatic by nature. They are non-reasonable, they are not rational. They feel proud to turn as a bhakt for different bapus, that is called babas, and the babas, the peers, and so-called religious dharma gurus, those who are truly the money makers. They are making money by misusing or overusing this false sentiment of the Indian and this subcontinent population. And if you go to Pakistan, you will see such fanatic peoples are there in a large number. They are following the different peers and they are remaining as blindfolded. In India, a large number of babas, the so-called dharma gurus are there in the different corner of the country, and they are simply misguiding the innocence of the people, and in true sense the lack of proper ideas and rational mindfulness, this irrational mindfulness have kept the Indian population as really ignorant. They said most of the Indian population are not using their sense of reasoning, and because of this, our new generations are also carrying on the same traditional false ideas, false belief, and contemptuous attitude towards their counterparts. Many people are there in our country, they feel proud of being called as attached to certain and certain babas, certain religious fanatics, or such and such so-called religious organizations. I don't find the people are truly religious in India. They are ritualistic. Mostly the people are ritualistic by nature. They are having their faith in their certain rituals in which they have grown up, they have brought up. Their mind have become stagnated. They don't adopt any new thing. They cannot consume any new ideas. And because of that, they are easily misguided, they are easily cheated, and they are easily just made diverted from the right path to the wrong path. I feel it very painful to see the younger generations are just doing all sort of irrational things in the name of their so-called religious identities or religious beliefs. In my opinion, religion is nothing but a certain supernatural activities and feelings through which a truly religious person can commune with God, commune with Creator. But here in our country, mostly people of different religion, Hinduism, Islam, both, Jainism, all these different religious communities, they are basically guided by that false identity that they are following certain rituals. Their certain belief and ritualistic activities are not improving their mental condition. They are not guiding their children to become more rational, more scientific in approach. They are remaining as ignorant as the people had been in many centuries ago. People have lost their identity to make questions. And when the children have been growing without having any identity or any ability to make questions, such children cannot become truly scientific person. They don't grow with scientific spirit. That's why they are easily misguided, they are easily wavered from the path of truthfulness, from the path of truly religious activities, and from the path of honesty. Moreover, in order to get temporary pleasure, or in order to get certain momentary pleasure of having some enjoyment, the young generations are getting involved in all these ritualistic activities more and more by making all enormous display of this type of arrangements when they conduct any religious processions. When people are going to immerse their idols after the puja is over, they are making huge show. There is nothing religious. This is only a gaudy display, a certain huge display of their that type of pleasure-seeking activities. And in Islamic religious activities, as there is no room for making any sort of display, the Indian Muslims are also equally following this traditional path, and by following the examples of the counterparts, majority communities, all sort of religious persons and all, the Muslims are also doing the same display of their gaudy arrangements. They are arranging the Muharram processions and other different processions just to make a show of that ritualistic activities. These are the obstacles. I do feel that these are the obstacles in growing the children in the path of true religion, where they can be truly religious by nature. They must have faith in their Creator. They must have their faith in the goodness of their soul. They must have their faith that if they commit any sin, and that sin will ruin their future, and that will be a very disastrous for their next generation. Such faiths are required in all religious activities, but unfortunately, these faiths are nowadays getting weakened and weakened day by day. People are not concerned about their consequences, evil consequences of their evil activities. They are oblivious. They feel that whatever they are doing for the sake of the religion. Such fanatic feelings are not having any sort of greater perspectives in life. And that's why we see after the passage of 75 years, our country's populations are still remaining in the same darkness in their political affairs and in their all other different social economic activities, and because of that the all round socio-economic and political development are not taking place, and this is affecting the growth of our country in the right direction. And due to lack of strong faith in the idea of goodness and faith in keeping the soul as a pure one, the Indian people are still doing all those unscrupulous and unlawful things to make money which are not essential at that extent to lead a good life. There is no need of all such things because life is very short. It is transitory. And in this short lifespan, we don't need to make any display of any sort of huge wealthy background. By hook or crook, these unreligious minded people are just making a show of their existence. Then because of that, they are finding their easy path of earning the money by getting involved in politics. And because of this Indian population weaknesses and their irrational attitude and unreasonable mindset, this evil practice of politics are being carried on, and people are simply misguided and mistreated, and they are used and misused by the crooked and cunning politicians. Unless and until the Indian population will be truly religious minded, will be people of good faith, and unless and until they are becoming the honest people in their everyday life, this country's future is not going to be bright. I expect that if you find little idea as to how you will give the new dimensions to your thought and how you will bring up your children for your future generation, then you should guide them properly and make them understand then what is the use of having true faith in religion, not any gaudy display or any overall display of your monetary strength. Rather, how much you are having that much strength of character, how much you have the strength of your true faith in God, this should be taught, and all the false and irreligious ritualistic activities must be discarded to make the children free from all these dogmatic ideas. I expect that if you understand some of the ideas of mine, then you should just like my video, share it to others, and if you find anything to add here, you can give the suggestions in your comments. I bid you goodbye now. I will meet you again in my next video. Till then, stay happy, stay joyful, and just grow with your rational mind. Thank you.